Hello everyone, and welcome back again to my channel. Today I have my second speed build for The Sims 4, and I've chosen a modern colonial home. I'm building it in Willow Creek on a 30 by 20 lot, which is actually right next door to the speed build that I posted yesterday. So now you can have neighboring houses. But anyway, this is a 30 by 20 lot that is a vacant lot in Willow Creek, titled, I believe it's called Hallow Slaw or something like that, S-L-O-U-G-H. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that. But anyway, it is a modern colonial, and what makes it a colonial basically just means that there is a staircase in the middle and rooms on either side. I actually looked it up because I wasn't really sure. But anyway, I found a picture of this house on a Google image search, and it is a real house that exists in the Chicago area in the west suburbs. And the picture just really grabbed my attention because I always have a really hard time finding homes that will fit on narrow lots, especially 30 by 20s. So anytime I'm scrolling through Google and I see a narrow-ish sort of house, I always save the picture because I think, I need that. And there are so many 30 by 20 lots in this game, and I feel like every time we get a new world, there are more 30 by 20 lots. So these sort of long, narrow houses are really perfect for this lot size. If you want to check out a picture of the house in real life that this is based off of, you can go over to my Instagram, and that's also ErikaBuilds, and you can see a picture of the house there. Every time I choose a home to build, I always share those reference pictures on my Instagram account. So if you haven't checked that out, definitely head over there and you can see what this house really looks like. So anyway, as you see, the house is beginning to take shape. Usually these kind of first exterior shots, or whatever you want to call them, are happen pretty quickly, especially with a reference photo. And then I kind of go back and think, you know, what do I want to change? What sort of touches can I add of my own style or my own take, you know, to make it more pleasing, I guess, to look at? Because sometimes, you know, we have only certain windows or doors or siding choices that we can use, and they're not exactly what's in the photo, so we sort of take what's in the photo and morph it into whatever we can make with what we have, with what we have to work with. Anyway, this house has 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. It's a little on the small side. The bedrooms are pretty small. If you like this house for your sim family and you don't need 4 bedrooms, you could actually probably just combine up a couple of the smaller bedrooms and have more space if you want to have more furniture or hobbies or whatever in the bedrooms. But anyway, the interior, I decided to go with mostly black and white, like a monochrome sort of interior. The picture that I found on Google actually had a few interior shots, which is always really nice when that happens. And the house was mostly white, with maybe like some neutral tones, but it was like white furniture, white walls. The kitchen was all white. And I thought about doing that, but then, I don't know, a little too much white, I think, wouldn't maybe have looked as good as adding black. I love black. It's one of my favorite colors. So I thought black and white would be cool. Plus, it gives me an excuse to use these really cool black and white cabinets from the Vampire Pack that I love. I am obsessed with these cabinets. Probably after Parenthood, they're my second favorite cabinets to use. I just think they're really, it's funny because they're really traditional, but they have this sort of like modern flair. I don't know. I really like using them in modern interiors. And I guess it's kind of like mixing the old with the new, which I think is pretty cool. So these cabinets are really perfect for this kind of house. And it's always fun to go through the catalog and just look for all the black and white items. I really enjoy doing that. When I was a kid, I can remember that I used to always beg my mom to let me have black furniture in my bedroom. I always wanted black everything, and of course she would never let me do it. But now, you know, I'm an adult, so I can have all the black furniture that I want. So this house has a lot of black furniture. I love this dining room set. Those chairs and the table both are Parenthood, which sometimes you don't think of Parenthood with modern, you know, interiors or anything like monochrome, but actually I think it's pretty modern. I guess it's kind of a mixture between modern and traditional, but and then for fun, I added this wallpaper that we got in the Caribbean base game update. I just love that wallpaper so much. I think it's so cool. And it's funny because at first I was like, oh, I'll never be able to use that wallpaper. It's too loud, it's too busy. But really, I love it, especially in the black and white with the gray. I just think it's super cool. So anyway, as you can see, the kitchen is taking shape. Those appliances are Jungle Adventure, which are the same that I used in yesterday's speed build. I really love the colors that are available in those. Even though that fridge is a little retro, in my opinion, I love the colors. And then also in the laundry room here, you can see I'm continuing on with the black and white theme. And that is Jungle Adventure for the tile, which you've probably by now, if you've been downloading my houses, you know I love Jungle Adventure. So I went with that tile, and also the floor is Jungle Adventure as well. When I was doing this layout, I wasn't really sure if I was going to have a laundry room or not, because sometimes in small houses, I don't want to take up the space to have a laundry room, but it worked out that this sort of mudroom side entrance had enough space for that upright washer dryer. Not upright, stacked. The stacked washer and dryer fit perfectly. So I thought, yeah, I'll go ahead. I'll put the laundry in there. If you don't like playing with laundry, you can always just take them out and put in some in the, I love how in that laundry day pack, they have all those different, surfaces that you can choose from. So there's tons of stuff you could put in there if you don't want to do laundry. Anyway, moving on here, we're in the living room, more black and white. Those tables are from the bowling stuff pack. That couch is from Get Famous. Actually, bowling stuff pack and Get Famous go really well together. They're sort of that, mid-century modern. But I think mid-century modern can really be used for modern as well. Kind of depending on how you do the rugs and the walls. Now that rug is sort of a mid-century modern sort of rug, but I think the way I've mixed it with those Parenthood walls, it looks a little more modern than mid-century modern. But, I'm just kind of mixing and matching as I go along, and I don't really pay super close attention to like what's modern or what's mid-century modern. I just kind of go for what I think looks the best and what would be, fitting with the with the color theme. So yeah, just finishing up some in that room, and the next room is the study or office. Also in black and white. Everything in this house is black and white. I struggled in here a little bit trying to decide on walls, because at first I thought maybe I would do paneling, and then I cut all this out, by the way, because it was a really long piece of clip of me just changing the walls like 100 times. I was going to do maybe some paneling in there, and then I decided, I don't know, the room was so tiny, the paneling was just making the room look really, really dark. So I decided to just carry on the same wallpaper that I used in the living room for the study. And since there's an archway there and it's all open, I think it looks nice to have the same walls. Oh, and there I was switching out the rug in the laundry room because I didn't like it after I looked at it. That always happens to me when I'm zooming out to move to another area. Something will catch my eye and I'll think, ooh, no, I don't like that. Why did I put that there? Why did I put that there? I don't even like that. Okay, so I'm back in the study now. This bookcase, I think, is City Living. I want to say that's City Living, I'm pretty sure. Just putting some black and white things out of I think most of that stuff is in the miscellaneous category of decor. This bathroom is actually off the laundry room. So as you come in the side entrance from the house, you'll walk into the laundry room and then the bathroom is on your immediate right, or you can walk straight ahead and go into the kitchen. I really like, I've done that in a lot of my houses, and I think it's kind of cool because, you know, if you think about coming in, if you're coming in and you've been gone all day, or maybe your kids are all muddy or your dogs are muddy or something, I don't know, it's nice to have a bathroom right off the laundry room in the kitchen like that. The only thing I don't like about doing it that way is if you're in the living room or the office and you need to use the bathroom, you're going to have to walk through the kitchen and laundry room to get to the bathroom. So that's the only downside to that part of the floor plan. But I think it's okay. And I think my sim, when I play tested this, was mostly using the bathroom upstairs anyway. So it should be fine. Let's see. Coming up next, there's the dining room. Oh, now I'm back in the kitchen again, doing the decor clutter items. I didn't really do much kitchen clutter. I don't like to clutter up modern kitchens too much, even though I probably did a little bit more here than I normally do. If you've been downloading any of my modern houses over the last couple of months, you may have noticed that usually I use Spa Day, but since I did go with the vampire cabinets, I thought maybe a little more traditional kind of kitchen clutter than I would normally have. I love those little jars of peppers and the little spices. I wish we had more like food items that weren't, because there are some food items in the debug catalog, but if you put them out, they like spoil and then your sim has to clean them up. And inevitably, if I put anything out like that, usually while I'm playtesting the house, the sim will clean it all up, and then by the time I load the house into the gallery, all that stuff I put out is gone. Same with books. I'm always putting out like books and magazines, and then the next thing I know, I'm like doing screenshots, and then everything's missing, and I have to go back and put it all back. So Sims are just too clean. They're always cleaning up after me. You see that red shelf I'm using again. I talked a little bit about that in yesterday's video, but it just helps place clutter on surfaces that aren't letting you snap anything to them. Here on the exterior, I kept it pretty simple. Since it is in a suburban sort of traditional neighborhood like Willow Creek, I do think even though technically it's modern, it does have a very traditional sort of front porch with the potted plants and the little chair and the wind chimes. So I think that's pretty normal for the suburbs. A lot of times as you're, driving up and down the street, all the houses kind of look the same from outside, but then inside they can be very, very different from each other, depending on who lives there, what kind of taste they have. Now we're around to the back. For the back porch, I used the same wood as the front porch. I believe that is Jungle Adventure wood, like planks. And then the picket fence, some flowers. This is another thing. I don't usually do flower boxes on modern builds, but this house is not really what I would call modern anyway. It's kind of a mixture of modern and traditional. So I thought it was okay to go ahead and use them. Plus I love those window boxes from Get Famous because they have a black option, which I think makes them look really classy. I'm not a huge fan of window boxes normally, but those black ones I love. For the tile around the pool, I'm using the same tile that I used in the laundry room, which is also from Jungle Adventure. I've been using that, actually I shouldn't say tile, I believe that's in the masonry sort, with like the bricks and things. And I've been using that so much lately in kitchens and bathrooms, both in traditional, modern. I'm using it for everything. I just love those. I love those stones. Here next to the pool, I decided to do like a little gazebo area. I was putting these, like a few months ago, I was putting these in almost every house, and then I think I kind of burned out putting them too often. So the last several houses I've done, I have not put them, and then I was thinking, yeah, I'll go ahead, because in a modern house, I think it's kind of cool to have this sort of modernish, I guess you would call it like a lounge area by the pool, where you can have like cocktails and comfy chairs, and I don't know, I think it's very posh. Maybe it's because I wish I had one. I wish I had a pool and a lounge area outside, but that wouldn't go over too well where I live. It's too cold here. But anyway, I love having a bar outside, and in a small house where you don't have room to have a bar inside the house, it actually works out really well, especially if your sim is like doing skill building on bartending or whatever. I added the hot tub. This is something I've done before, where I kind of cut out the pool and sort of build the hot tub into the pool. I've done that before, and I think it's kind of cool because it looks like it's sort of all one piece. And I did play test that, and it did work okay. Oh, I'm putting those orange trees. I'm obsessed with those orange trees as well that we got for Lunar New Year. I think those are super cool. I put some of those out there. And now I think I'm going back inside. Oh yeah, I'm just adding a few things here and there downstairs, and now it's time to go upstairs and do my favorite part, which are the bedrooms. Except in a house like this where the bedrooms are small, it's definitely a challenge. Normally I love big bedrooms where I can just fill them with tons of furniture and lots of decor and hobbies. And so I can't really do that in a house like this. So I have to be a little more picky about what I'm going to put in there. But this bedroom, I think, is very much themed towards my own personal likes, because red and black are my two favorite colors. So I love this bed from Get Famous that has the red and black headboard with the coordinating chest there with the red and black. I think that's super cool. I know that would be considered like mid-century modern, but I think it's also fine for modern or even to traditional. I don't know. I think that those pieces are multi-purpose. The only thing about the red is the red that came in this pack is not really the same red that we got in a lot of other packs. It's almost more like a berry red, so it has like some pink in it. And I was having a little bit of trouble because I kept trying to add curtains and rugs and stuff that were from other packs, and they don't really match. And I'm one of those people where if it's not the same red, like I can't stand it. So if you're working with stuff from Get Famous, I recommend sticking in that pack when you do the decor, and that way you won't have to worry about the reds being off. This master bedroom also has a balcony, which is kind of cool, and really doesn't have much else. There's just a small side table and a full-length mirror. Not really room for a lot. I did go back though at the end before I put it in the gallery and added some more decor in that room. That little ottoman that I put by the window, I ended up putting some decor pieces on that and kind of jazzing it up a little bit. Moving on, this is the master bathroom. It's pretty small. I went with that Parenthood tub and shower combo. mixed with the Get Famous sink. I was just play testing it there to make sure it would work, because I put the sink a little bit closer to the bathtub than I usually do. But I think that matches pretty well. That Get Famous sink did not come with a toilet. It did come with a glass shower, but the only toilet we got in that pack was that Golden Swan toilet or whatever. I don't know what it's called. It's like, you know, the one. So I think I just mixed it with Parenthood, and it worked fine. Just going through and tweaking the lights a little bit, and now it's going to be time to do the kids' bedrooms. I ended up having 3 kids' bedrooms, so I made a boy, a girl, and a toddler. The toddler could really probably go boy or girl, but this first bedroom is mostly purple. I really love this bed. I don't know if I've ever used this bed before, but it's black and white, and then the pillow is like a pink and purple combo. I don't know, it's really cool. It really just tied in perfectly with the theme of the house, and then I sort of just built all the furniture and decor for this room around that bed. Furniture, the black and gray I ended up going with for the chest, because that was really the only one that was close. Like I was saying in my video yesterday, the Parenthood swatch choices are pretty limited when it comes to trying to mix and match things, but this I thought looked pretty good. I love that purple lamp too. I believe that's City Living. And then she's got a full-length mirror and a computer, and not really much else. These bedrooms are pretty small. Just a few posters and decorations. I should have given her the laptop, I just realized. I love that new laptop we got with Strangerville. I have been using it a lot, but I guess I didn't think of it in this room. But yeah, she's got some fairy lights on the windows, and now we're moving next door. This is a boy's room. I love that camo bed. I've used it many times. I think it's super cool. Those curtains don't stay, so don't get too attached to those. I think they probably would have been okay, but you'll see in a minute the reason why I moved them. That bed is super cool, I think, for just like an older boy or maybe even a teen boy. It sort of reminds me of like Pottery Barn Teen. They always would have like tons of those camo bedspreads and stuff that kids could get in like every color under the rainbow. I just think those are really cool. And he has a toy chest and a few other little toy items. That poster is from Strangerville. I think it's so funny. And some trophies and a gaming computer. He got spoiled. He got the expensive computer in the house. And there's a jersey and some other posters. So even though these rooms are really small, I think it still works with the necessities. I mean, these kids are not going to have room for tons of toys and hobbies and stuff, but for a house this size on a 30 by 20 lot, I think it works pretty well. Plus with modern, you sort of think of like a minimalistic approach to decorating anyway. So I think, that helped. If you notice, my software is different today. In the ever-changing world of my software, this is the 4th one I've used this week, and I think this is going to stay. This is Adobe Premiere, and it's working out really well for me. And if you're looking for a type of software that's good for speed builds, I highly recommend it, because it works really good with the OBS files, and after you remux them, you can just put them right into Adobe, and it was really simple. So I think this is probably going to be the official software of the channel starting today. So this is the toddler room. I love these cats and dogs chests and bedside tables for a toddler because they're kind of ridiculous. I mean, they're giant and they're like really fat and colorful, but I think it works for a toddler room. The room, I think, like I said, could be a boy or a girl. It's just mostly white and black with red. You can see why I moved the curtains because those curtains really go perfectly with those cats and dogs furnishings. So that's why I stole them from the brother's room and put them in the toddler room. So now we've moved on to the hall bath. The 3 kids are all sharing this one bathroom. If you watched my video yesterday, you know that I love bathrooms. I love giving Sims lots of bathrooms, but in a house this small, the kids are all going to share this bathroom. And I had a hard time deciding what color to go with because normally it's pretty easy to match the bathroom to the bedroom. But since I had 3 bedrooms that were all completely different, I didn't really have anything to go by. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll do green. I don't know. What do you think? Now that I'm looking at it, I kind of wish maybe I'd have left it, but I ended up getting rid of all of that, I think. Oh, and of course I had to play test. But yeah, for some reason, I wasn't really digging those copper fixtures with the green and gray. I don't know. It's something about it. I think the gray and copper, something wasn't matching in my mind. So I thought the yellow and cream kind of blended with the copper better because the copper's kind of got like an orange, and I think orange and yellow and cream kind of match better. I don't know. In my mind, they do. They do. Then out in the hall here, I was changing those railings over to just some short walls because I thought it was a little more modern. I don't know. I always get sort of scared when I have kids' bedroom doors right next to stairways because it just looks like a drop off. I mean, I know a Sim would never fall through, but it's scary to me. Like, you see the kids walking by and there's literally nothing between them and the bottom floor. So I put those walls up. I don't know, maybe more for myself than I did for the Sims. So now I've moved on to the exterior. I'm just doing some lighting and placing those little lanterns around the windows just to brighten up the house for nighttime. I had to go through and actually place those individually because they wouldn't snap to the place where I wanted them. So it takes a little extra time to make sure they're all positioned exactly the same. And I think, let's see, what's coming up next? I think I just do a little more. Oh yeah, I've still got to do the back landscaping. I caught my Sim in action out there cooking on the grill. But yeah, I've got a little bit more landscaping left to do. And I'm just noticing I may have made this house the same color as the house I did yesterday. If I did, I'm sorry about that. I just noticed it as I was seeing the other house in the background. But it's okay. Let's see. Oh, I'm making a little picnic, not a picnic, what do you call that? Patio table, picnic table. It's not really a picnic table, patio table outside for outdoor dining. And just trimming it out with some low fencing. This was kind of tricky because normally if it was a straight up modern house, I sort of have a way that I do those, and I use a lot of those hedges because I think they're very, very geometric and they make a lot of sense for modern. But in Willow Creek and being in a suburban neighborhood, it's sort of feels weird to just do all modern, so I kind of did a blend between what I would call like traditional landscaping and modern landscaping. I don't even really know if that works. In my mind it made sense because the house itself was kind of a mixture between traditional and modern as well, so I guess it's reflecting in the landscaping. Got a trash can out back and some flowers, lots of white flowers. which I think is very clean and looks nice with the black and white outdoor patio furniture and a few shrubs. Oh yeah, this is where I wasn't really sure what I was doing here. I ended up going with hedges. I think I sort of did this out of like not really knowing what else to do. So I ended up just putting hedges all around the side. I don't know if I like that, but it was okay. It's a mixture. And the mailbox I chose there has a black door, which I thought was pretty cool. And these flowers are just sort of multicolored. I think with those flower boxes in the windows having so many colors, it was fine to use a lot of colors in the front yard as well. I wouldn't technically say that fits with a modern vibe, but it's a little more traditional, but that's okay. And some trees. I really love those trees with the white, I think those are from Cats and Dogs. Yeah, they're like Brindleton Bay trees, like birch trees. I like those, or aspen trees. I used to live in Aspen, so I have a great love of aspen trees. And I'm just going back through the house and tweaking a few things, adding some stuff here and there. Oh, I pulled that little spray bottle out of the debug catalog because I think it reminds me of some laundry stain remover. It looks like Shout It Out. So I put some of that there and a few chairs. So that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to another speed build, and I'll be back again soon. Bye-bye.